Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. Today's tarot messages are essentially just your heads up from the spiritual realm, from the divine. As we go through our lives and, we get caught up in busyness or maybe overwhelmed, or we're just not paying much attention. That's what these messages rather, are all about. Helping you to see, notice, and understand what you need to know and see and understand right now. It is your heads up from the spiritual realm, is if they could come down, tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, we need you to recognize this, see this, understand this right now. It's of the utmost importance. So that's what these messages are connected to. And it is messages 1 through 3. So give yourself a second without overthinking it, just using your own intuition to feel into which image is speaking to you. And I will get started here with message number 1. Hello, message 1. All right. What is your heads up from Spirit? What does Spirit want you to know right now? Understand, see. Message 1. What do they need to? Okay, there's one card out. I mixed up 2 decks just so that we would have a little bit of nuance here with the messages. Message 1. What do they need to know, see, understand right now? What is their heads up? Okay, so the first card that we have is listen. Quiet your mind, beloved one, and listen to our gentle reassurance that everything has been taken care of. Stay in a quiet and receptive state without worrying about the exact nature of your desire's manifestation. A quiet mind and body hears us quickly and clearly. This is our request to you. Listen. Okay, so carving out some time and space to either connect to Spirit intentionally or simply just be quiet with yourself, with your favorite drink, with your journal, just, without any distractions around you, because this is when you're going to receive some answers, some intuition. And I also feel like there's another little overarching message here for you guys, that you're likely in your mind a lot right now, worrying about something, stewing about something, probably concerned about how something's going to pan out for you in some kind of way. And Spirit's saying, we've got you. All is well, but we do have messages that we need to get to you. And as this card says, a quiet mind will hear us more quickly and more clearly. So just carve out some space for that right now. Messages want to be sent your way. So that's a huge part of what your heads up is that they have answers for you. Okay. This says, focus on service. Your soul desires only to joyfully serve and to swim in a constant stream of bliss. This stream continuously feeds you everything you need. Put your entire focus upon staying in the stream of giving and receiving in every situation and in all that you do. So that makes some sense, some fear there around what it is that you're trying to do, cultivate, a service that you might provide quite literally, or just the way that you might be showing up in certain situations, causing some worry, fear, anxiety, what if energy. And again, Spirit's like, we have some messaging for you. We have some answers. But if for now, all you can do is bring yourself into the present moment and focus on how you can be of service, how you can be more heart-centered, how you can joyfully serve, it'll keep you in a state of mind and in a energetic frequency of receptivity. But it's been difficult, right? We're humans. We always want to know that everything's going to be okay. And we can get really lost in the sauce of worrying about what if it's not, what if I'm doing the wrong thing? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm choosing wrong or making bad choices? And it feels like that here. Okay. We've got caution is warranted. Look deeper into the situation before proceeding further. Okay. So you have a direct message connected to what you need to hear before making a choice or decision that isn't going to be the best for you, but likely out of fear, worry, and anxiety, that what if energy. Screw it, I'm just going to go this direction. It feels safer, it feels more secure, without really bringing your heart into the equation and finding that balance between logic and heart. So this is your heads up. You are meant to go back into the present. You're meant to get yourself into receiving mode, to listen to Spirit, to carve out space and time before making any major decisions, because this is suggesting that a decision that you're contemplating isn't going to be the best one for you. It's likely going to be one made out of fear, worry, or anxiety, that what if energy, right? I know I've been banging on about that, but this is definitely coming across as a heads up from Spirit. So before acting Take your time. Don't feel rushed or pressured into making any fast and furious decisions at this time, lest you make a mistake or choose wrong out of fear. And you have messaging coming through. And your answer to how to stay present through this is to focus on service in a way that feels good to you, not in a way that you think others will receive it best, but in a way that resonates with you and your soul. It feels very much like authenticity is absolutely needed in this situation. Look at that. I went to go put the cards back down and it says giving and receiving again. And that's here as well. What we give, we reap what we sow. So what we give out, we get back tenfold. Maybe not right away, but eventually. So I feel like that's a big message here for you as well. That giving and receiving energy. Let's pull some more cards for you guys. All right. You know what's funny is I keep thinking about I'm feeling it in my bones. Something so inherent, so deep, so innate. I almost wonder if some of you have had a niggle or some sort of intuition and it's been deeply felt, but you're pushing it to the side. If that's you, go back to what that thing is and listen to it. There's something to it. Okay, we've got family energy coming out. And forgiveness. Okay. Hasty decisions made out of fear, anger, anxiety, worry, distress. Never a good idea. There's something within the family unit that's gone sideways or wrong for many of you. Maybe this has thrown you off course. Maybe this has caused you to harden your heart in some way. And now you're on the precipice of making some choices and decisions from that place. This is your heads up. This is your warning that it's best to move towards forgiveness. I always say this when these kinds of energies show up, that it's never for anybody else. It's only ever for you so that you don't carry that energy with you. I do think there's two things going on here. I think some of you are dealing with frustration and disconnect and conflict in the family, on the family front rather. And it's affecting the way that you serve, the way that you show up in your purpose, in your soul energy from that heart center. It's causing everything to kind of go all askew and be discombobulated essentially. And now we're getting to this energetic frequency of making choices from a very heavy, dark, negative, frustrated place. Your heads up is it's time to listen. Messages want to come through to help you with this, to help you through this, and to ensure that you stay on your path, your soul's path, in your purpose without losing sight of what really matters most for you at this time and the direction Spirit's trying to nudge you in. Or I think for some of you, keep you on instead of going backwards. And again, this could be for a lot of you due to difficulty in the family unit, maybe dealing with lack of support or opposition from others or just not seeing eye to eye. And that's really hard and frustrating to move through. And it would cause all areas of our life to feel imbalanced. Why am I so itchy suddenly too? That's strange. On the bottom of that is travel. I think it feels more metaphorical for a lot of you. Moving on, moving forward, away from this heavier energy into much better, lighter energy. Quite literally though, for some of you, there could be some sort of moving forward because this woman is pregnant there. So there's something about fertility, growth, and expansion in moving on and moving forward away from these tough energies, choosing well, right? Choosing the right direction for ourselves. All right, let's pull some more cards for you guys. Okay. I keep thinking about that little adage of fear. Face everything and rise, or forget everything and run. Choose wisely. I actually have a little thing out that I did with that. And that is like swirling around in my mind right now. Maybe that's something that you need to consider. Where are you maybe being guided more by your fears rather than your strengths at this time? Okay, yes to something over here where we're focusing on service and family, where we're making that a priority, where we're leaning into that energy of forgiveness and moving on. You're getting massive yes energy, especially if it comes by way of an idea that feels very resonant in your heart, that feels really good more than just seems really good. You're getting yes energy with that. Look at that. Don't stop. So yes, there's some sort of messaging here. Your heads up also has to do with not giving up on something that you want, something that's soul-centered, something that you've been moving towards, trying to fix, mend, go after. Yes, don't stop. You're doing the right things. You're just in some frustration right now. You're moving through obstacles, right? And there is that danger of walking away from this thing that you've been trying to do, create, solve, fix. And this is feeling like Spirit's saying, no, we don't want you to do that. We want to show you how to heal this situation, how to make things more balanced again, what your next step could be. But we don't want you to choose out of, again, that feeling of anxiety, worry, and fear. Don't stop. And yes, those are some good energies to be showing up. And it feels very connected to this family and focus on service energy. Right? Because these are guidance cards here for you, right? Like, where in the family unit do we need more focus? Where do we need some healing and forgiveness to happen? Because it's affecting all these other energies and your ability to receive that intuition, that nudge from Spirit saying, yes, it looks like this, go in this direction. This is a good decision. I keep thinking of white feathers as well. I almost wonder if some of you are going to start seeing feathers, whether quite literally or online, as sort of like guideposts for you. Definitely feeling that for some of you. All right. I want to pull just a few regular tarot cards here to see if we can get a bigger picture of what's going on here. Yeah, if you get nervous, focus on service rather than completely abandon whatever it is that you're trying to do, create, cultivate. Nine of Cups, a treasure trove, a treasure chest. You've definitely come to something, had some sort of wisdom, understanding, discernment. Whether you're acting on it, doing something with it, or sitting on it, I'm not entirely sure. It feels like that could be the case, maybe just not moving with it as much as you could be right now. But you've definitely connected to it. Nine of Cups, that's beautiful energy. Okay, now we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So that could be money going out, something that happened within a family unit with a partner, perhaps, money being leached out of a career or a thing that you weren't aware of, misspending of some kind connected to a male figure or somebody who has a lot of masculine energy, take charge, leadership position. Again, this is likely in the family unit for a lot of you, but for others, it could definitely be by way of a career setting. Nice. We're coming out of that conflict energy. You were in it, though. Definitely that Five of Wands. Conflicting ideas, frustrations, money leaching out, things just not going well, ready to throw your hands up and abandon something, ready to move on before everything has culminated and come to fruition, before you've received answers about how to move through the situation. This is definitely a heads up from Spirit. Hey, wait, stop. Don't go just yet. We have answers. We have guidance. We want to show you the way. We don't want you to give up. We don't want you to stop. Yes, you've been doing the right things. You're going in the right directions. There's just been bumps, obstacles here. And there's some tough underlying energies that we need to deal with to get things rolling and moving forward. And on the bottom, we have Eight of Swords in reverse, which we love to see on the deck here, coming out of feeling this way, feeling all tied up, frustrated, blinded to some sort of truth and understanding, right? You can receive this. You're definitely going into receiving energy to receive that higher wisdom, what you need to know, where you're being led. It all wants to come up for you in a very big way. So you're in a really optimal time right now for those of you that chose message 1 to receive answers. Wow, cards are just flying out. So really give yourself over to this message 1. Soul star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Wow. It's that authenticity that I'm coming back to as well that we started talking about in the beginning of this reading. Don't allow yourself to get disconnected from your heart, your truth, your soul purpose, your calling. Don't dim it down because others don't understand it or because they can't see the vision that you've had. Keep going with it. I know that's easier said than done when we're lacking support, but I really feel like you're being nudged to be this, to embody that. Fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Yeah. I love that for you guys. Halls of Amenti, initiation. Secrets revealed. Yep. Treasures uncovered. Initiations. Yeah. You're coming to some sort of truth. There's something coming through that you didn't know, that you didn't see, that you couldn't understand. And you want to know what, guys? For some of you, this Knight of Pentacles in reverse, this could look like a bit of a heads up too, that it's money spent that you weren't aware that was being spent. That could cause you to want to throw your hands up in defeat, give up on something, not lean into some sort of forgiveness energy around this without having all the information. Whatever this is for you, it's going to be different for all of you. You're going to get to the truth of it, and it's going to help unstick the situation, remove the obstacles, and get you back on track. Wow. Secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, and initiations. Yep. I feel like your main message here, though, is it's time to make some space to listen and receive, because something very profound wants to get to you before we make choices, right? Look deeper into the situation before proceeding further. Okay. All right. Let me pull some unicorn cards here for you guys. This is some seriously big energy by way of like receiving a heads up. It feels, of course, it feels important. What am I trying to say here for you guys? Imperative, almost like we've been trying to get you to see this, understand this. You know, the timing is just right now for you to have a broader and better understanding of it. And we really, really want you to lean into this and trust it. Yeah. I feel like I'm missing something here, but if it comes to me, I'll say it. Jeez. Cards flying out left, right, and center for you guys. This is what I mean. I think this is what I've been trying to say. Like, it feels like the message was very destined, very fated, this is definitely what we need to know. Here's the cards. We're not going to, make this too difficult, not too much over shuffling. It's like that. Very important, very imperative. Polarity. Okay, we've got dark and light here. Integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. Yeah. The dark side of things, that frustrated part of yourself. When we can look at our shadows and face it and look at ourselves through that lens, like we can do that with others often, right? We can point out what they're doing wrong and what their flaws are. We have a harder time doing that with ourselves. I think there's a little bit of something to that message for you guys. Look at where maybe we might need to loosen our grip, or conversely, be a little bit more staunch in our resolve about what we're doing and what we're creating without giving up. Compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Wow, we've got forgiveness again. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. Yeah, it feels like mistakes were made. Feelings might have been hurt. If those truths have already been revealed, they could be still stinging you a little bit. But the way through this is through compassion and forgiveness, through understanding ourselves and others, so that we can start to unstick the situation. And again, choose from authenticity and heart rather than fear and frustration and anxiety. And I do think there's a big danger of that here for you guys. I don't say that to scare you, but I say that to really just drive home the point that it's really important for you guys to think and feel through what you're feeling, what you're going through, what needs to shift and change, so that you do not give up on something that you've put a lot of time, effort, and energy into, or a new thing that comes through, a new niggle, a new nudge of a direction to go in. One that, again, it shouldn't feel like it's just a thing on paper, looks good on paper, but maybe doesn't like resonate, but you think I should do it anyways. It's not that. It's going to feel resonant with your heart and your soul. I know I have to stop banging on that for you guys. Strong message for you guys, though. So also, if you've not received some sort of nudge or naggle, I think a lot of you have, and maybe just been ignoring it or pushing it off to the side, and you do come upon something after you've seen this video that you're really feeling resonant and connected to, don't dismiss it. You are meant to listen to it, to follow it, to trust it. It is your message. It is the wisdom that you've been needing, the understanding that you've been needing. You've definitely been going through it, though, message one. Oh my gosh. Again, just two. I was only going to pull one to cap this off, but wow, it's not taking much for your cards to come flying out. Okay, we've got a prayer card here. Dear God, help me always to remember that this present life is but a fleeting moment within eternity. Help me always to remember that this life is but a dream. Help me always to remember that you exist within everyone and everything. Help me always to remember that love is all there is and all else is an illusion. Thank you. That card's definitely good for helping with forgiveness energy for yourself and others. I definitely think there's an other here, though, for you guys. So maybe some of you might want to take a snapshot of that. That's a beautiful prayer card. Do that. Patience. Patience is required at the moment. You may feel that things are not moving as fast as you would like, yet there is a lot going on energetically. The current situation causing concern is evolving positively. Let go and have patience. You will eventually realize that this whole event was in fact a blessing. All is perfect as it is. Trust you are eternally loved and guided. Wow, these messages go so well with the rest of your messages. You're not meant to give up on something. If there was bumps, problems, obstacles, it wasn't meant to turn you away from the thing that feels best to you or away from the person or the people. It was to fortify the strength and to learn to grow through. And you've got more coming your way to help you with this energy to get sorted and to keep moving forward. Just be open to that message one. All right. I don't think there's anything else I need to say there. I'm wishing you guys all the most amazing, beautiful day. And I can't drive home the point enough that I think it's really, 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 really a good idea for you guys to create space to receive some answers. That's going to really help you move through the situation. All right, guys, take care. Hello, message 2. All right. What is your heads up from Spirit? What do you need to know right now? Message 2. What do they need to know? What is of the utmost importance? Oh, okay. We have a card that flew out on the floor. I mixed a couple of decks together, so it's a little bit tricky to shuffle. It looks like a green angel card. I'm going to go and just pause the video here and pick that up. Okay, so it's Archangel Uriel. Your emotions are healing, which enables you to open to greater love. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and mind. Wowzers. A lot of energy in these messages around forgiveness. Uriel is also kind of known as the psychologist, the psychologist angel, the angel of helping us sort out our minds and our thought patterns. So there's probably something to that for you as well, the things that you're thinking and the way that your thoughts are affecting your emotions. Either way, you're probably feeling or going through some kind of healing right now, and there's massive opportunity to really disconnect and heal out. I feel like a pattern from a situation that has been playing over and over and over. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and mind. Yeah, where we're holding on to the pain of something. You know, I feel too when it's really, really difficult for us to reconcile things of that nature and like find forgiveness for others. It's because we've been burned so many times. And then we almost angered ourselves for feeling like we got duped or betrayed, or that we didn't see it coming. And so then it becomes a thing about ourselves, not being able to trust ourselves. Be really mindful of that message too, because there's something to that I feel for you guys, and it probably acts as a block to more peace coming through for you in some kind of way, especially by way of romantic connections for some of you. Oh, okay. You have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. Oh, wow. You know what's really funny? Before I started this message, I kept thinking about somebody's going to get a pet. It's so strange. So maybe this is just a heads up for some of you that you've been thinking about getting a pet. The answer to that would be yes. You're meant to get another pet or a pet for the first time, whatever it is. Cat, dog, doesn't matter, even though there's a cat in there. I feel like that's a thing for some of you. But also, if you're in pain and heartache because you've lost a pet and you're having a really hard time letting go and dealing with those heavy emotions, Archangel Uriel helps to heal emotions. Just know that this is their way of coming through and saying, I see you, I love you, I'm okay, I'm at peace. If there's any guilt around wanting a new pet, let it go. But either way, like, you have a special bond with animals, and any sort of thoughts, feelings that you're having about a new pet, I feel like it's yes for you. And any pain that you're dealing with around a pet that you've had to let go of, I feel like this is just their way of coming in and saying, we're around you, we see you, we love you. The bond will never be broken, even though they're in another energetic space. You have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. Yeah, definitely a nice heads up there. But there could definitely be an emotional connection to that for some of you. I just keep coming back to having a hard time letting go. Okay. New partner. That was an energy I was feeling here. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and mind. Been burned one too many times, I think. Message 2. A chance meeting is no mistake. It is divinely orchestrated as a catalyst to see the wheels in motion for the fruition of your prayers. Pay careful attention to new people we send into your life. You will recognize them by your sense of familiarity, comfort, and safety. Nice. Heads up. There is somebody being sent into your path, into your life. It's serendipitous. It's divinely orchestrated, destined, essentially. You've got a lot of messaging going on here, though, message 2. I feel like this Archangel Uriel is connected to both, but in separate ways, in 2 different ways. It's about healing pain, something to do with animals, pets, loss, thoughts around that, but also pain with a partner from the past where you felt burnt one too many times, and now we're guarded. We hold ourselves back. We can't seem to reconcile this the anger that we have culminated within ourselves as a result of it. That fear of, I don't want to be burned again. I don't want to be duped. Don't want to be mistreated, could stop you from allowing this new partner coming in who feels like they're going to be really good for you. Again, heaven sent, destined. You're meant to make a connection with this person. And for those of you who don't resonate with that in the sense of a romantic partner, this could be a career partner, a soulmate friend, somebody who you will feel like a kindred spirit, right? Because we can also have pain in our past from being burned by friends and family as well, making us just completely shut down and not trust anyone or even ourselves anymore, right? Because of that energy I felt of feeling like you could have been duped. But then we've got this emotional energy attached to this animal, the animal kingdom here as well, where there's pain. I can see why Archangel Uriel is coming out central for you guys. Maybe call him in and ask him to help you understand your emotions, bring them into balance, to release what's no longer serving you, and help you to understand that you can absolutely trust yourself again and open your heart to new people, new pets, and new situations. You're ready. It wouldn't be showing up for you now if you're not ready for this, if you weren't ready to release these burdens and pains from the past. All right. Let's pull some more cards for you guys. Okay, I thought those were going to fly out. Not quite. Beauty. See the beauty within yourself and others. I almost feel like it for you guys, though, this is about yourself. Maybe you also hold back because you don't feel enough. You don't feel good enough, beautiful enough, attractive enough. Just that enough, that you are in every way, male or female, it does not matter. You are attractive enough. You are worthy. You are deserving. You have a beautiful soul. You've probably been dimming it down and hiding it from people for far too long. It's time to bring that part of yourself out again. I also think the vulnerable part of you, maybe a part of you that at times others said was too sensitive, so you've shut that sensitivity down. It's time to bring it back out. I definitely get like you are a beautiful soul energy. I don't think that you are remembering this piece of yourself though. Message 2. Closure. Yeah. What else to say about that, right? It's time to put the past to bed and what happened there in the past. The pains, the burdens, the feelings and strings that are attached to that. It's like cut, clear, sever, and cut, sever the strings from the past, those energetic cords that keep us stuck and operating from that system of being shut down and not open and not vulnerable. We need to get closure around this, right? And this is the time to do it. This is why it's a heads up. This is why it's an important message for you now, because new partners want to come in, new pets for some of you, maybe even a divine connection to a passed on pet wants to get to you, but through the pain and the heavy emotions, you can't notice that they're around or that they're trying to send you signs. Yeah. I just keep thinking of it's time to put the past to bed. Look at that. Fertility, new growth, expansion, new beginnings of some sort on the bottom here. Feeling good again, feeling like yourself, feeling like these heavy burdens and all this negativity being lifted up and out of your body. I think that you're quite empathic normally here as well. Message 2. And sometimes we can shut that down too because it's too much. It's too hard having that level of sensitivity all the time. Or we told ourselves it never really served me. It got me into hot water, or it got me in pain, or it got me in a sense of feeling not seen, understood. This too is something up for change, something for release. So a new cycle can begin where you stand in that power of empathy and sensitivity and beauty of who you truly are, which is going to draw in, and I want to say for some of you, finally, the right people, the right person, even the right pets for some of you, like a soul pet. Yeah, ask for help from others. It's time to get closure on doing everything yourself. I'm only, looking to yourself to be all the things that you need, because I do come back to that energy of, I really think some of you have shut down the ability to trust. You're meant to receive and not do this all alone. Otherwise, we would all be on this world, on our own little individual world, living as individuals with no one and nothing else around. And it's time. It's time for you to be more open and vulnerable with others. Of course, you have the free will to choose, but I feel like something really beautiful, someone very connective, very kindred, very soulmate energy comes through as a result. I keep thinking of Gemini. Maybe some of you are Geminis, or maybe you're going to meet somebody who's a Gemini. Recovery. This closure, new Archangel Uriel helping you to release the heavy emotions, seeing the beauty in yourself again. It's all very connected. Recovering your spirit, your sensitivity, your authenticity, your heart energy again. Because I think when you are in the right energetic frequency, when you're living from that space of truth, authenticity, your soul energy and power, you're pretty unstoppable, and you are like a moth to a flame, and you draw all kinds towards you. But I feel like this is a part of you that's been really dimmed down, and you have a major opportunity right now to get back into that energy, to recover this part of yourself. This is your way through and forward. This is your way towards the new people and situations that want to show up for you, new pets for some of you. I also think this spiritual connection, strangely enough, having that spiritual connection, maybe to the animal kingdom for some of you. It broadens, it expands in some kind of way. But we need to call in that psychological angel, Archangel Uriel, to help us balance out our emotions, to heal them, to release what's just not meant to be moving forward with us anymore. I really feel like you have learned the lessons from the past, but you're beholden, you're holding yourself to them, beholden to them is what I'm trying to say. All right, let's pull some more cards. Let's just pull a few tarot cards here to get a bigger picture of what's been going on for my beautiful message twos. I'm also getting this energy of you're so much stronger than you think you are, and so much more capable than you think you are. All right, the first card to come out was 10 of Cups, but it was in the reverse. Feeling emotionally disconnected from that sense of well-being, family, where there's peace around it, where there's resonance, where that feeling of love, energy, and that feeling of connectivity is there. It's just easy. This is in the reverse, suggesting it has been anything but for you. Or fear around, will I ever be able to have that feeling of an emotional bond, connection that makes sense to me, that feels right to me, that sense of community. You can and you will, but we need to heal out these emotions. We need to get closure on the past. Yeah. And it is the Fool, and it's in reverse, not embracing that part of yourself, right? But you have a chance to recover your spiritual side, your sensitivity, your empathy, your spiritual power. I feel like you're somebody with a lot of spiritual power, because it's usually those that have a high spiritual connection and a lot of divinity within them, a lot of empathy, that end up shutting down because the world becomes too much and overwhelming. But you are meant to learn, heal through this, and come out stronger, rather than shut everything down. The Fool, yeah, and you need to embrace the Fool energy of trust in yourself and where you're being led, because your heads up is that you have some sort of animal spiritual connection coming through. You have a message from a passed on pet. You have a new pet that wants to come in, and then we've got a new partner, right? Romantic connection. And you're going to want to be ready for it, to receive it, because it definitely feels destined and divinely orchestrated. But I think that the big heads up is you might say no to it, push it away, and tamp it down, because those patterns and emotions that you've been operating from are still running the show. Yeah, I love that. Ace of Swords upright, cutting through the noise, seeing the truth, feeling more connected, having that wisdom and understanding. I see it all. I understand it all. I'm moving forward. Because Ace of Swords is the beginning of new mental energy, where we feel good and balanced and clear, where we're seeing the truth for what it is. We're very connected. This is you. This is where we're going with this energy. Yeah, and on the bottom card here, we've got Queen of Wands, being reignited too, right? In our power, in our passion, in our creativity, just purposeful, essentially. That was on the bottom there. Okay. Yeah, for some reason, Gemini energy. I keep thinking about Gemini energy. Let me know in the comments if some of you are Geminis, or, if a little while after you've watched this video and you chose message 2 that you met somebody who is holding that kind of Gemini energy. Of course, that's not going to be true for all of you. I just definitely feeling that for some of you. Maybe just one of you. I just got all twisted. There we go. Nice. Serious star blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. I love that. That's a perfect message for you guys. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. Keep moving forward. Keep healing this out. Say yes to new connections and things coming in. They feel kismet, destined, and for you in the best possible way. Lemurian seed codes. Embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. I'm so glad that this card came out. This is what I've been trying to say, that I feel from you guys that chose message 2. You are unique. You are sensitive. You are empathic. You've shut some of this down. You've dimmed it down. Maybe you're making you feel disconnected mentally and emotionally. It's time to bring this back online. It is your superpower. And it is how you draw the right people to you. Even if up to date it's drawn the wrong people. I feel like this is shifting. Embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, and living with grace. Yep, I love that. that crystal too of clarity, right? With that Ace of Swords there, some sort of major clarity, wisdom, understanding, discernment, it's coming through. It's going to come through for you guys very, very soon, I feel. Yeah. All right. I feel like there's something I'm missing to say, but I do this a lot. I'm just going to leave it, and if it shows up or if it comes to me, I'll say it. I keep thinking of, I almost wonder if somebody's words of pain from the past, if they've stuck with you, even if it's subconsciously, making you feel less than, like almost like it created a trauma response in you now, and you're operating from that for some of you, like something with somebody's words, painful words and hurts from the past that really affected your psyche. Compassion, this came up in message 1. Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. Not much I need to say that. It goes really well with the rest of your message, right? And we had that up here too. Release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and mind. Yeah. But I also feel like for you, you need to set yourself free. Definitely. Forgiveness will set you free. And to be gentle with yourself. That also resonates with me. I think you're too hard on yourself. Intuition. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. Yeah, that part of you that's been disconnected from, that spiritual side, the empathy, the sensitivity, the one who feels connected to something bigger than yourself, to that God force energy, source energy, whatever resonates with you. It wants to all come back in tenfold, along with new people, new partners, new pets, a lot of new, beautiful energy, soul-connected energy. Yeah. I feel like this part of you has been disconnected from quite some time, and it can cause us to feel so lost in ourselves and really lean into the negativity because of that. But you're moving towards something. You're moving towards new energy, a new cycle, and you're going to want to be ready for it. Okay. Look, guilt. That's what flew out. You do not need another's approval to feel worthy of love. Regardless of what you've done or what you think you've failed to do, from your soul's perspective, there's neither right nor wrong. Every experience in life is here to help you expand your awareness of love so that you may embrace ever greater spheres of wisdom. You've done nothing wrong. Ooh, I feel emotional for you guys. I almost feel like I want to cry. You know what? Crying can be like a little mini baptism. If you've been feeling like you got to suck it up and you can't let it out, let it out. Any guilt that you're holding on about yourself, about what you think you've done or what you didn't do or what you accepted or didn't accept, whatever it is, message to you. You need to release yourself from this guilt. You need to let it go and forgive yourself. I feel like it's mostly yourself rather than other. Definitely it's going to be other for some of you, but you're holding on to a lot of guilt here, and that's such a heavy, heavy emotion. Give yourself over to looking at this so that you can release it, because you've got a lot of beautiful new beginning energy being ushered your way, and you might miss it. You might say no to it if we're still operating from this energy. Just your heads up. Maybe some of you might even want to take a snapshot of that. Is that all blurry? I don't know. Hopefully you can see it. I'm going to leave that there though. And I am hoping and wishing for all of you to have the most beautiful day, and for you to really, really connect to the truth of your power, your soul, and allow for this clearing to happen, because it really feels like beautiful things coming as a result if you allow, if you say yes to it. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that there. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. All right. What does message 3 need to know? What is their heads up? What does spirit want my message 3 choosers to know? Okay. Wow. Okay. That's the first. That's the second. First, second. Coming out hot and quick. Message 3s, heads up from spirit. I put 2 decks together, so it's making it difficult for me to shuffle as well. All right, we've got in the first position. Okay, you are a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to counsel others and help them awaken their spiritual gifts and divine life mission. Wow. So you're somebody who holds a lot of wisdom. You're somebody who holds a lot of that teacher energy, a guide of sorts. If you've been questioning it or wondering if this is something that you should do or move towards, you're definitely getting a yes here. And it says, divine life mission. So it's part of your soul's purpose is to lead, guide, and help others in some way. Okay, spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions. Ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective. Maybe you have been talking yourself out of it or kind of almost arguing with your intuition and your soul self why you can't do this or why it's not possible. And spirit's like jumping in to say it is entirely possible. These are just, negative thoughts, narratives in your mind, telling you a story about what you can and cannot do, what you are and are not capable of. But before you go ahead and roll with that narrative and story, we want you to stop, pause, and think about your desires, about your intentions. Because it's likely they're coming from a very soul-centered, heart-centered place. But because they can feel so big and daunting when we look at it in its entirety, sometimes we can tell ourselves, well, that's just never going to happen. Like, there's no way. I wouldn't even know where to begin. It's that kind of energy. But when we lean into it and we say yes to it, spirit has a way of jumping in and showing us how to go about this. And I definitely feel like that's a thing for you as well. Okay, this showed up in message 2. You have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. Okay, so not only are you some type of spiritual leader, you also have a strong and divine, powerful connection to the animal kingdom. For some of you, this could be just your heads up that a spirit animal that's in heaven right now is saying hello. Maybe there's some heaviness or sadness, you're missing them, and they want you to know that they're safe, that they're okay, that they're acting as a guide for you right now, that they try to connect to you right now. Also, just much like in message 2, it could be a heads up that if you've been contemplating or thinking about a new pet and you're not sure whether you should get one, this would be more like a yes, right? A kindred soul type pet partner wants to be sent your way, and they're coming your way, and you can say yes to it without guilt or well, yeah, I would say just guilt. Because sometimes when we lose a pet, we feel like we shouldn't get another one, like we'd be replacing them. There's something about that I'm feeling for some of you. But you have a strong and powerful bond and connection with the animal kingdom as well as humans. They probably flocked to you. They've probably flocked towards you. They feel you draw them in. Your energy draws animals towards you because it's soft and inviting and warm, almost like that Dr. Dolittle energy. Either way, you're being asked to take some time out to contemplate what it is that you really want and to trust that you are being nudged and guided toward a spiritual path of leadership and as a wise sage of sorts, somebody who guides and helps others. That could look like being like a counselor, moving towards that area of study and that kind of a field where you become a psychologist of sorts. Of course, it can manifest in many ways. Also, like a life coach or just somebody who's in a position where you're leading and guiding others. And the answer to that is yes, you are that. You are meant to embody that. And it is part of your divine soul mission, as the card says there. All right, let's pull some more cards for you guys. Okay. It's funny. I'm really attracted to that. There's the pink and then purple, right? So those are very spiritual colors to me as well. And pink is very much connected to love and the heart. So you're probably somebody who is very heart-centered, empathic, loving, kind soul. I get a kind soul energy. Whether you're always operating from that energy, I'm not entirely sure, but it's definitely there. Almost like your power chakra would be the heart chakra. Healing, I think, is what I'm trying to get to. You have a healing energy about you, not just with your words. That's definitely there. But I think just with your energy, with your body, with your hands. Clarity. Nice. Some sort of clarity has come through or is going to come through, and it wants to be trusted and embodied by you. You needing to lean into it. Intuition coming online. Third eye opening potentially for some of you. And where you're lacking clarity, this is the way to go about doing it, right? To take a step back and say, what do I want? Why do I want it? Where are my intentions with the things that I say that I want? What do I want to do with them? How do I want to be of service in this way? Love. There it is. Yeah. More pink. You are a very heart-centered person. Your power chakra is definitely your heart chakra. Anything that you do and anywhere you're guided from that space, when it's clear and balanced, you can't go wrong. And she's holding a crystal to her throat as well. So something with the throat chakra, something that needs to be expressed, something about you speaking out your words of wisdom more than what you've been currently doing. All a part of your power and your purpose. And she's got that little half moon too on her head. So very intuitive, that third eye, that clarity. You, I think, have a very active third eye as well. Even if it doesn't feel like that right now, you do. You're able to tap into what's coming, like psychically, be able to see it. But your heads up is about not letting go of what you really want and where you're meant to be going because of confusion or fear, or your heart being maybe shut down, or maybe some emotional pain with a disconnect from a pet, or what to do, indecisiveness as well, or just thinking that something's just too big and too far out of reach for you to have it. This is coming through very strong as you the spirit wanting to see you get activated. Saying yes to yourself, your ideas, your wish fulfillment. Okay. Look at this on the bottom. Answers. Clarity. Answers are forthcoming, and you have the ability to connect to them. I want to say easier than the average person as well here, message 3. You have an active third eye, you have an active heart chakra. Again, whether it's imbalanced right now or not, maybe look at that, maybe do some meditation around that, or just some affirmations and clearing. Answers are coming. And look, he's got his hands over his heart. They're heart-centered. They're accurate. They're trustworthy. I almost wonder, have some of you already received them and you're just saying, no, there's no way. That's just my imagination. It's not. Message 3, it's not. If something's come through and you're being led in a certain direction, guided towards a certain thing, it's on purpose and you're meant to trust it. Remember, you're coming out as a Kasha, a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to help others, heal others. Yeah, you're meant to do something with that. Sometimes this sort of a message can come up too if we're about to say yes to something that seems logical, but it doesn't really resonate, but logically it makes sense to do it. And this can sometimes be a little bit of a heads up from spirit saying, give that some time and thought before you say yes to it. It's not connected to your soul mission or path. It might seem like the right thing to do, but it's not necessarily. I'm going to pause the video because I dropped a card, the first card there. Okay, so this is the first card that fell on the ground, and it was face down. It says meditation brings answers, right? And you're somebody who's quite powerful, I think, spiritually, right? Especially as somebody who's showing up as a spiritual teacher of sorts. With that powerful third eye and heart, you're able to connect to these answers that was on the bottom of that deck. Meditation brings answers. Answers. Yeah. You're about to receive something that's going to bring in that clarity that you need, something resonant, something heart-centered. I almost feel like some sort of like mediumship energy for some of you as well. Okay, this could be a passed on pet or loved one comes through loud and clear, giving you some sort of like a nudge, a heads up, a way through forward. Those answers. Compromise. Okay. Compromise. So maybe if we have some tunnel vision from time to time, we all do. where we can't see our way through the forest through the trees. Is that, I think I said that right. We can't see the forest through the trees, right? Because we have that tunnel vision when we need to expand our ideas a little bit more, or we need to just not be so stringent and strict on how we think something should go or look. That's where that compromise energy comes in. And she's holding the scales, right? So what's imbalanced? Well, there's been a lack of compromise in your life, or that's created that energy of imbalance, not being able to see, not being able to let go of control a little bit, or that tunnel vision energy. And on the bottom of this deck, it says a year from now. A year from now, and this beautiful new earth energy. So something could come into full manifestation, abundance of some sort, beauty of some sort, where it's connections, or you're in your work and you're doing it and it's very abundant and beautiful in a year from now, because everything takes time and effort to cultivate and to build. So it's about, there's a little bit of a message here too about staying patient. Even if things take a little bit longer than you would like them to, usually that's just Spirit's way of making sure that we're fortified before we're being trusted with impact, right? That we're strong in our resolve and that we know exactly what we're doing and where we're headed. It definitely feels like that for you guys. Like there's some more learning to do. Oop. Okay. I wonder if you're somebody who often feels the presence around you too, because I keep getting tingling in my on my neck and up and down my spine. Is that healing energy? Is there healing energy coming through for you? Are you guys healers and you use healing energy at times? I'm not sure what the message is there, but I keep getting tingling all over my body. Maybe some of you would benefit from some Reiki, or that you're going to receive messaging or like yes energy with that sense of like that feeling of tingling on your body. Okay, we got a couple of cards that flew out there. Oh, look at that, the star energy. Pulling down wisdom and answers. That's coming through loud and clear for you. Embracing. And the stars also connected to hope, optimism, trust, faith. So if that's something that you've been lacking as of late, this is something to look at to get back into that energy, because that is the energy that you receive from. This is where your answers come in, when we can embody that. Nice. Two of Swords in the middle. No longer feeling confused, unsure, and imbalanced. No longer overthinking everything. Really connecting to truth and wisdom of some sort, because this is the Two of Swords in reverse, where she was that. I don't know whether I'm coming or I'm going. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to choose. I'm feeling very confused, frustrated, all the things. But she's coming out in reverse next to that star card of hope and healing. And healing. I just keep feeling a lot of healing energy too. Three of Pentacles. Okay, so here's the crunchy part. Lacking maybe something solid to build from, feeling like maybe you're lacking finances, support, or help, or all of that. I want to say, trust that Spirit's got your back on this. This could be where your answers come in, where it shows you the community, the situation, the place to look to help bring you and provide you with the support, the people, or the finances that you may need to build something or move towards this soul mission that you have, right? Because it's definitely showing up as it's been difficult, not receiving that, not knowing who or what you can do to start cultivating this thing and building from this place, because there's that lack energy there. Nice. On the bottom is the wheel. So the wheel turning in your favor, right? That is the wheel of fortune, essentially, right? To where fortune hasn't been on your side, it's about to be turning into an energetic frequency of connection where it is going on. It's up. It's going up. It's on an upswing. This is what I'm trying to say, where it feels like I think it's been down for you lately. Unsure, unclear, lacking support, lacking the finances to do what you really want to do. All this is moving, but we have to hold on to trust, faith, and hope in that star energy, right? And trust our vision too. Trust where you're being led to go and what it is that you want. You don't have to compromise on that, on what it is you want for yourself. You might just have to compromise on what it's going to look like, how it's going to manifest. Yes. Okay. Let's pull some more cards here for you guys. You know what's really weird? I'm hearing that song, Every Rose Has Its Thorn. So I don't know if there's been like a thorn in your side, whether this is a person, a situation, or it's just you feel like you've been, for every beautiful idea, there's just been this thing that stopped it, like that thorn that pricks you, that sting that comes out of nowhere. And you're like, well, now I have to deal with this, like troubleshooting and problems. I feel like those are not things that were meant to stop you from moving towards what's best for you or towards that divine life mission. Maybe that's going to act as a message for some of you. The song, the lyrics in that song. Solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra, inner fire, and willpower. Yep. To get you motivated, to get you moving in the direction of your divine life mission, to embody it more, to trust your desires and believe in your good intentions, right? To start activating it. We need fire. We need that masculine energy of motivation and movement forward. Akashic records. Yep. Clearing old stories, releasing past lives, and freedom. Ooh, so for some of you, if you're confused about why you get so stuck and stagnant, what really holds you back from, following your true path, your true calling, this could be from pain and trauma in the past. So maybe doing a little bit of a past life meditation or regression to help you see the truth of what those things were, those traumas, those negative energy cords that are still affecting you today, could bring about massive change for you. Clearing old stories, releasing past lives brings that energy of freedom. Most definitely. So I think not only are you a wise spiritual teacher of sorts, that makes sense because you're an old soul with a lot of wisdom to share. But that doesn't mean we don't hold that darkness to the heaviness. And when you think about the past and how humans were, they were very violent, vile, really. There are a lot of horrible things in the past as humans to other humans. And so that can kind of manifest in our bodies as fear of being what we know we're meant to be and embodying that, especially if it's a spiritual field for some of you. And I definitely think it is for some of you. We can really hold ourselves back for fear of not fitting in or being understood. Like that fear of retribution, restriction, being cast out. There's something to that energy I feel for some of you guys. But I feel like this can be really turned around at this time, right? And you're being given a heads up to receive answers about how to move through this, new things coming your way, heightened spiritual connection, motivation to get going on your divine life's mission. And also, that little aside note with that bond that you have with animals, acting as spirit guides, a hello from a passed on pet. And I feel like just a yes for some of you if you've been like overthinking whether or not you should get a pet. I feel like the timing's right. Lots of little heads up within one big heads up here for you guys. Wow. I just like the card. It's really pretty. Intention. Be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Be bold with your requests to the universe. Be bold with your requests to the universe. That, that compromise energy. Maybe you've been compromising too much. It's not about compromising. It's more about not compromising on what you really want and trying to dim it down, make it smaller. Dream bigger than you've ever allowed yourself to dream before. Intention. Set your intentions. It's here too, your desires and intentions. It says spend time alone, meditating about your desires and intentions. Don't compromise on them either. right? We do need to compromise sometimes about how something's going to happen. We need to let go of the how and just trust that it's going to unfold in the best way. That's where we need compromise, and that's where we need to let go of tunnel vision. But it's about focusing on what you really want, how you want to feel, who you're meant to be, and how you're going to embody your soul, purpose, and passion and move towards it. Yeah, focus on what you really want. Be bold with your requests to the universe. Dream like you would when you were a child. Ask for what you want like a child would, unapologetically, like it's entirely possible. Of course, I can be Wonder Woman and Superman. Of course I can fly. It's like that. Ooh, okay, anger. Safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all of your emotions as sacred. And you know, unresolved anger needs to be released, it seems here for my message 3s. See, when she's in that energy of love and she's got the crystal on her throat, she's expressing from a place of love and assertiveness, not aggressiveness. Needing to release some anger. I feel like some of this anger goes all the way back into a past life for some of you as well. That's a big, tall order. Honor all of your emotions as sacred. Yeah, you can safely express how you feel and what has made you angry or upset or hurt without embodying rage and force and becoming like an energy of trauma for others. You can do this with love. You can express from a place of love. Again, it always comes back to the energy of you can be assertive when you're expressing how you feel and not aggressive. All right, I'm just going to cap this off with one final message for you guys. This one's going a little long. That's okay. That's okay. You are meant to really start walking your talk and standing in your soul essence, your spiritual power and truth, and trusting that what you feel like you're lacking right now is going to come to you. But we need to deal with some heavy emotions from the past, some pain, some trauma that really keeps you stuck or spinning your wheels, because we had that wheel of fortune saying, fortune is starting to turn in your favor and you want to be ready for it. And really not compromising on your true intentions of what it is that you want for yourself. Positive change. Dare to be different. When you are criticized, remember that you will never please everyone. Many brilliant and gifted individuals were not fully appreciated or understood in their own lifetime. Yet it is often they who have sown the seeds of change. Yep. You're a change maker. You're a guide. You're a spiritually powerful person. I feel healing energy from you. Lots of powerful things. It's time to start trusting this part of yourself, leaning into it, believing in yourself, setting intentions for what you want, and releasing all this pain and trauma from the past that is probably acting as a massive block to you saying yes to this part of yourself. So yes, beautiful positive changes being shipped your way. Message 3. It's just time for you to say yes to it, trust it, believe in it, and allow it to come in to unstick you from indecisiveness and pain from the past. I love that card for you guys. Beautiful positive change on the way. And as it says, dare to be different. You must be authentic. Don't compromise that part of yourselves just to be accepted by others. The right people will find you, even though I feel like that hasn't been the case for a lot of you as of now. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that there. I'm wishing you all the most amazing, beautiful day. Take care, guys.